Hello, everyone. I am here early with you. There's a couple of reasons that I'm early, but one of them is that I'm teaching tonight, and so I wanted to make sure that I made this offering because I've made this offering beginning in COVID, and I have a commitment to continue it to many of you. So today, I'm super excited about my class. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a new class. So I'm very excited about it. And it's mentoring through transformation. So please wish me luck and send me some good energy as I'm doing that. I always get a little nervous before I teach a class for the first time. And also, we're going to be having then on the next talk, we're going to be having. My hope is that Isa and Teresa can join us together. So we've been wanting to do that also as a real medicine talks and talk a little bit more about how we need to prepare for this different way of life and what we want to be creating together. But today is its own day. And today I have a couple of things that I was thinking about. But one of the books that I'm working with, or that I have some excerpts from for my course tonight, is a book called Healing the Heart of the World. And it is, let me get who edited it so I can show it to you. Dawson Church. It is always backwards. I don't know if other people see it backwards, but that's why I'm saying it. But it says Healing the Heart of the World if you read it front the other way around, front ways. So Healing the Heart of the World, harnessing the power of intention to change your life and your planet. So I have a couple of readings from this book, and I was just noticing like my feelings. What a great title. My feelings about the title. And I was like, oh my God, Healing the Heart of the World. I think that's where we are, and we're being asked to heal the heart of the world, but we're also being asked to heal our own hearts. And I believe that in the healing of our own hearts, that we will be able to heal the heart of the earth. And I love this quote from Chief Sealth from 1876. And Chief Sealth said, teach your children what we have taught our children, that the earth is our mother, and that whatever befalls the earth befalls the sons and daughters and people of the earth. If people spit upon the ground, they spit upon themselves. This we know. The earth does not belong to us. We belong to the earth. This we know. All things are connected, like the blood which unites one family. All things are connected. Whatever befalls the earth befalls the children of the earth. We do not weave the web of life. We are merely a strand in it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves. And so I was talking a little bit about this with some of my students, but I've been thinking about how important it is to recognize that whatever we do to ourselves, we do to the earth, and whatever we do to the earth, we do to ourselves. And so I really appreciate his words that he brought to everyone. So, and this is when we have an opportunity to make a difference in ourselves. It's not like, oh, run out and make a difference everywhere else. Run out and, do this and do that. And it's not a doing. It's not a doing. It's a relational. We're asked to be relational right now. We're asked to be connected right now. We're asked to build relationships, and to build meaningful connections right now. And that really is the healing of the heart of the world. And we have families. Like human beings, we're such tribal creatures. Like we have families, and those families are sometimes extended families. Sometimes we don't have our village or our tribe or our collective around us that we would like to have. But even then, we will create extended families, and then we have this this self, and then we have this family, created, blood, adopted, however that works for us. And then we have this village or this place that we are a part of or that we live in. And, whether it's rural or whether it's a town, it's important to recognize that we are having an impact. We are part of that landscape. We as human beings are a part of the movement of that landscape. And once we realize that, then we can start to see how that, continues, how that motion, that movement continues out. It's really powerful to notice our impact. So, what is the impact I'm having on myself? Right? Because that impact is also the impact I'm having on myself is the impact I'm having on my own heart. And and each person in my community is also the heart of that community. And then all of those hearts are the heart of that place, that landscape, that mountain range, that valley, that, seaside town or village or place, that forest, right? That desert. So, we're the heart of those things. And then those things need us to attend to the heart of the land. And how do I tend to the heart of the land? I begin to have a relationship with the land that is meaningful. And in Michael Yellowbird's work on decolonizing the mind, neuro decolonization, he talks about spending time with the land and having empathy with the land and having empathy for beings that live here, whether it be driftwood or whether it be the stones or whether it be a sacred item, an item that's sacred to us, but different forms of knowing and connection. And how do we do that? How do we, accomplish that? We can do, time in silence. We can do, connection with beings in nature, whether that's birds or even squirrels. I mean, oh my gosh, my partner and I have these squirrels in the backyard, and they are just like hysterical. Oh my God. They are such a delight and so funny, and all the things they go through to get to the bird feeder and just hang upside down in all these positions. And, but the delight, the interaction, the playfulness, the right. And so how do I access that playfulness in my own mind and in my own heart? And how can I begin to interact? How can I, bring myself to something meaningful? Even a poem or a prayer and it may be a prayer that is well known or from our family or extended family. It may be something we write ourselves, which is another option, that we can always write little prayers and poems to uplift us. We can look them up. We can find them as inspirations, but also as understanding, as understanding. And then we can always write our own. And this is one that I've written. I've written this one for a book that is coming up, which is called The Way of the Soul. And there's some poetry in that book also. And this is one of the poems that I'm thinking will end up being in this book. It's hard to tell, with all of the editing processes, but I'm pretty sure this is going there. This poem is called Star Language. Flowering moon, how watchful these hours between eternity and how we capture and photosynthesize our days. In the center, a wheel of eternity where you stand waiting for your prayer. Forever doesn't ask these things, only speaks in star language, guarding your body, tongue, and heart, finding the stones white in this darkening that perfectly captures starlight. How a woman splits the water, her body is a bee, smile is a sphinx, places her two hands along the banks of the river, crying out a song, tears, honey veils. Choice spoken in thousands of unremembered tongues. Remember them now, how we are waiting. Our bodies, all of our bodies tethered to this ancient life stream, blood, salt, and silver engraved in our being, traced with our defiant presence on the bruised and supple land. Whispers, pine needles, as though they are fully formed, as though we are made of lichen and maple seeds, as though our eyes are painted with aspen and poplar, soft hands that are opened by water, just as water opened our salt and cedar skinned bodies, our breathing, humidity enough for emergence, and where we are close enough to celestial bodies to take things from them: silence, darkness, secrets. Dive through the sky terrain. Remember where you came from doesn't have time. Daybreak comes soft as meadowlark, nighthawk, bluebird, stark bone, white as buffalo skull, bleached, and prayers made that were never heard but by deer, elk, bears. This conversation seals. We were sea, sky, dark, amoebic creatures. And we have come to belong to so many lies, but the truth is in the cosmos of our inhalation. If we devoted and carried our lives, what we wanted, respected our own need to capture this night and every night spent standing in the lightning or the pouring rain, awakened by wolves, crows, elk bodies in the deep night. 1,000 suns every day, 1 billion stars all surfacing through your skin as though you are skyborn. Out of an ocean of constellations that is this body made of salt and lightning, where do we find our possibility? Invite the solar shine through our cells to belong again to our origins. Here in the center of the universe is you. Here in the center of the universe is you. And this is star language, and it is written for an upcoming book called The Way of the Soul. And so how can we heal the heart of the world, recognizing that we are a part of this cosmos, that we are inherently a part of this earth, and the sweet, tender honesty of the place, this gift of life, this place where we're standing, the work that we've come to do. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. Have a beautiful evening.